Hey, if you believe Jesus, you will have eternal life. Mike Rivalsky here with the Holy Bible King James Version with the Old and the New Testaments, as you can hopefully see there. I've been going around preaching and teaching the gospel to just about everybody everywhere I go, usually keeping one of these with me because it's been a good witnessing tool, and also mentioning a lot of times that they've had Holy Bible King James versions at the Dollar Tree, just like this one with the plastic wrap. It's resealable. Of course, this one I've taped. I'll get a new one, hopefully, Lord willing. But yeah, it's a great idea. I walked to Ohio from Florida in 2019. I gave out like 781 of these Holy Bibles that year. And yep, just gonna keep on stressing it, Lord willing, every day, hopefully. I wanted to show off my new, well, actually, this is my progress, my new progress here from my log cabin. As you can see, it's almost 2 feet high, pretty much all the way around, except for the front. And you can see it's 8 by 8. It's looking pretty good. I'm probably going to use 2 poles here like I've done here, Lord willing, for this, and then that'll stabilize that a little bit. That was just a kind of a temporary thing, but yeah, it's looking really good. I can show you down here what it looks like too, Lord willing. Only thing I want to try to do a little bit more of, sorry, I was drying out some string that got wet. I want to try to level it off right there, you can see. And that's pretty easy. Just keep laying the logs to where the larger end would be on one side and the smaller end be on the other, hopefully. Lord willing. Whoops, watch out for that thing. Well, at any rate, also I made some shelter improvements. We had a tropical storm, and I decided to put some stuff together here to hopefully help me withstand the wind and so forth. I've been through 2 hurricanes already, so I know a little bit of something what it's like to be in a tent during those times. I've known that from the experience I've had. I've known what it's been like. And one thing I knew was going to happen was this thing was going to blow all over the place probably. So I put this pole, I started with the middle one, and I just used some twine to connect it to the ridge line, the original ridge line here, going to that vine. And then, so I wrapped it with twine there, and then I used some twine to tie these up a little bit. You know, just this survived. It didn't break that at all, and tightened stuff down. I put some twine in the back. You can hardly see it from here, but then I used the Y branch, pounded it into the ground there, and this pole, I smoothed it out with my survival knife, just to get the knots and stuff out, and then connected it to that up there, so that when the wind would blow, it would not allow it to blow past this pole. Lord willing, that was the whole point. Then I put some twine back here. It's not really like the best design ever, but it works. And yeah, I got another one over there, another Y branch, and yeah, it's pretty simple. I just put a little twine here to hold the pole there. Figured it'd probably be heavy enough anyway, and then pounded it into the ground. I even put a field stake over there. You can kind of see it maybe, and then there's some just to hold that from blowing that or from going in that direction. So it's pretty stable. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the tropical storm improvements. I really like it. The shelter's a little sturdier now. This is pretty sturdy. I put it in the ground about 4 inches, and then put some field stakes around it just to kind of stabilize it. As I was doing this, I unfortunately disturbed this nest of hornets over here, and I'm trying not to get too close, but you can see probably there's some hornets there. I asked God, what do you call those, yellow jackets or hornets or whatever? He says everybody calls them yellow jackets, but I like to call them hornets. And when I disturbed that nest, what happened was I got stung right on my hand. Now it's all healed up now, but my hand was all swollen, and I brushed my watch. Ow, I was getting bit by a mosquito. I brushed my watch off and it landed on the ground like right here, and I ran for my life, you know, to get out of here once I figured out what was going on. And then when I came back, they were all over the place, swarming and swarming, and my watch was getting attacked. So I fished it out with I took the thinnest pole out of that, and I fished my watch out, and then the pin was still in it. And so I came over here, rinsed it out, and then I got stung in the butt cheek. I got stung in the right butt cheek, and my pin somehow fell out of the watch. So I made a new one out of a safety pin. It was kind of hard to get it in there and kind of tore up the wristband a little bit, but it worked. It's the only watch I got. I paid like 35 bucks for it, so. But yeah, some other things I did was to pull this wall back. I tied a little bit of paracord to the other side before I put this log down, and I made a field stake here. I learned how to do this stuff from the Corporal's Corner YouTube channel. He was the one that gave me this whole idea, which I already explained in my last video, that you could take these poles and then just put logs in between them. I thought it would be a great idea to use that to make a cabin, so here's what I got so far. Looks pretty good. And yeah, I mentioned in my other video, I'd like to put a Dakota fire pit here. I got some cans already right here, a couple cans, and I could cut the bottoms out and connect them together, and then, Lord willing, you know, put them under there. Just dig a hole out with my survival knife or something, and that'll provide oxygen. And then this will be a dug out fire pit, Lord willing, and that'll feed the fire, like I said in my last video. But yeah, I made it through the tropical storm. It wasn't really that bad. There was a lot of stuff blowing around up here, you know, here and there. The winds were really not that bad. It was maybe 20 miles an hour at the most. There were other places, oh, it's got an itch. Other places that had like tornadoes from the storm. And I know that storm went I think it went all the way to New York. But it really wasn't too bad for us down here as far as I was concerned. I had everything tightened down pretty good. And after the storm, I went and tightened everything down again just to make sure it was all good. And I'm pretty happy with the finished product. I mean, I like sitting in here. I've been looking out from my tent, and it's just nice. Just have this little pole here. Just makes it look nicer. Notice I have my radio playing in there with the window closed. That's one of my little security systems. Who knows if anybody's in there, right? I hear the music. You know, there's sometimes I've had people get in my tent and just, you know, take whatever they wanted. This is in other places, not here. Here I've been just fine, but in other places that's happened. So I zip the window up and I turn the radio on. And I also, I think I mentioned this, or I might have mentioned this, I found a little mouse, a golden field mouse. I think his nest was over there under that tree, because I went back around there to kind of avoid going past this hornet thing. The other day I had to cut through a bunch of stuff there, and I think I saw where he came from. But he was crying in the rain, and so I came out, grabbed him, and made a pet out of him. And I've been feeding him stuff like refried beans, little bits of hot dogs and bologna. He ate some corn today, some bread. He's eating applesauce, all kinds of stuff. I tried giving him vegetables. I think they're supposed to like that, but he didn't really like it as much. I think maybe because of that, after I've given him I kind of like, I don't know, I want to say I spoiled him. These are just some extra plastic bags I have them in there for later. So when I fill up these, I can take these out, Lord willing, and take them to the dumpster. I don't like to leave a big mess around. I try to keep it clean for the most part. But yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? I got a lot done. This is this day 7. And if you wonder what this is, I just put this here just to kind of stabilize this vine a little bit. And then it started coming down in the storm. It was blowing like woo, woo. And so it's on a little bit more of an angle, and I tied a clothesline here to where I could put my stuff in there and now I have it getting rained on, Lord willing. But yeah, it's been great. At any rate, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to make a quick video. It has been cloudy like almost every day. We had some sunshine today. Also I want to show this too. To carry the logs, what I've been doing is, let me put this Bible down for a sec, show you, Lord willing. We'll just take this one for example. I've been using this as a mallet, that's why it's all messed up there. But I've taken and wrapped this around this, and then you can wrap this like this, okay? This is what's called a timber hitch. You wrap this around this, and then you start going around this part. Sorry, there's just mosquitoes have been bothering me. You just wrap it around and around and around. Ow, 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 mosquitoes, ow. And then kind of pull it tight. So basically that's what you get. So it was, all I did was I went around the whole log, and then went around once, and then started twisting it around what I had there. And then you you could do what's called a Marlin spike hitch. And to do that, it's like what you do for these trucker hitch things. I explained it in another video. But basically, you make a loop like this, okay, and then fold it over and grab your thing there, and then you just run your whatever it is you want through that, and then you got yourself something to hold on to. So that's what I've been doing to drag my lumber. That way I didn't have to carry it on my shoulders. Pretty good idea. And then also, well, actually, I think that's pretty much it. I think I already showed off my measuring stick. That's right here. I cut it a little bit on the ends so it was a little brighter. So if I had it like in the, some of the twigs and stuff, I'd be able to find it real easy. But that's a pretty good idea. I tied this together here to kind of hold this together. When I was putting a log over here earlier, it wasn't lining up like I wanted it to, so I started playing around with it, and it just like the wall it filled in a little bit more with the logs. They kind of just like, and these spread out, so I had to redo this one. And basically I pulled this wall was kind of leaning that way, so I used a trucker hitch thing here to pull it this direction to kind of straighten it out. So it's pretty straight now. And I can modify stuff when I get it all put up, Lord willing. My guess is, my highest beam isn't going to be above this. So, I would kind of have to bend over to get in. That doesn't bother me. Once I'm in, if it's up here, my roof should hopefully go like, I'm going to try to have it to where there's a little bit of a gap where the roof parts would meet, so that the smoke from this fire will come up and go right out that. Another option I mentioned also in my other video is I could line up some of these cans and make a chimney, maybe try to make some kind of stove somehow. That's a little more in-depth for someone like me that's just been going around sharing the gospel, with my Bible, and then asking people like, would you be willing to spare any change, help me out. And I've explained that I've been getting persecuted, trying to work at different places. A lot of these places where I've gone, they didn't want to tell people about Jesus first, and they weren't really that interested in me doing it either. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just say, okay, well, I guess I won't tell people about Jesus? That's not what I did. Wow, I just barely have that. That's just one wrap and it's still holding. But yeah, I decided I was gonna just let people know, my situation's kind of rough, because my conscience, would prefer to let people know about Jesus first thing. And so that's led me to some other endeavors, like hopefully getting Bibles printed. I believe that it's possible that hopefully that some people with a little bit more money than me might be interested in helping me to print these in the US. These ones have been printed by 1 Million Words LLC Publishing. And hold on, let me wipe this lens off a little bit here. been published by 1 million words. I thought that haze right there was from the lens, but I guess not. But yeah, I'd like to print these in the US, basically the same design and everything, same size print, all that, and just make it 1 billion words LLC, and same kind of wrapping and stuff. Hopefully make it just a little better. And then, like, if I had a business or something, let's say I want to start a business, and maybe a food service, maybe a little mini buffet service or something. Because I did work at a buffet. It was just a lot of work because it was such a big buffet. So I figured, what about a smaller one? It wouldn't be so hard. And I thought it might be a good idea to, give people Bibles when they come in, if I have some, and let them know about Jesus when they come to the door. If they say they're not interested, they just want to come to eat or whatever, fine with me. I mean, Lord willing. I mean, I actually could have said it differently. Hopefully, they won't say such a thing. But I mean, Jesus said people would get persecuted. So, I mean, basically, it would be I wouldn't even believe it to be possible that every single person that came through the door was Christian. I've gone around, talked to people day after day. A lot of times found people that were Christians, and then all of a sudden I met some that weren't. That's when I really try to take the time to let them know, warn them, so hopefully they don't end up getting eternally punished for their sin. They don't even have to be punished for their sin. So, at any rate, I wish people would read the Holy Bible and get to know all this and, and actually put it into practice. It'd be a little bit easier. But yeah, I get most of my wood from the forest back here. There's a nice big forest back in the back here. Plenty of wood back here. That's pretty much it. Thank you for listening, and hope you all have a blessed one.